Welcome to Fashionably Broke.
I'm kidding, don't use that.
Just wear whatever the hell you
Like,
want.
literally just...
We're living on a McDonald's budget.
Just because you're broke doesn't mean you have to dress like it.
Hello, and welcome back to, you guessed it, Fashionably Broke Podcast. Welcome to my couch. If you are an avid watcher on YouTube, I'm not in my bedroom. I'm sitting on my couch. Y'all have seen this couch a couple of times, like a very slim handful of times, but today we're recording from the couch, all right? We're relaxed, we're comfortable, and we are ready for another episode of Fashionably Broke Podcast. If you're new here, hi, my name is Maddy, and I am the host of the show that you're currently listening to and or watching. Welcome. So happy you're here. I feel like I have so much to cover during this week's episode. I feel like a ton of pop culture, but first thing is first, I do want to start off the podcast with a little moment of silence because our dear Dolly Parton has passed away at the age of 80. So a little moment of silence, if you will. She truly was such an inspiration to literally millions and millions and millions of people. And I know just like the impact that she had on the entire state of Tennessee, but also the world. I mean, she truly was the perfect model for young women literally all over the world, that you can do anything that you put your mind to. It's not easy. It takes work, but you got it. And to never dull your sparkle just to be a little bit more palatable for someone else. I truly can't believe that she's gone. I truly can't believe she's gone. It's just insane. Like, I was sitting at my office, or I was sitting at my desk when obviously the news broke. A coworker did inform me that she passed away, and I literally didn't believe her. Did not believe her. And yeah, no, I found out literally like 9 minutes after it was released and after, it happened, and it is truly just so devastating. It really is. Like, she just left her mark on this world, and it's crazy that, like, to think that there's going to be like a post Dolly Parton, and just like how much she truly did give back to the world and to children. It's just so insane to like look at basically her finances. It said that, she basically passed away with like a net worth of like something like 400 million, maybe 400 million, but she ended up giving back into people around $500 million throughout her entire lifetime and career. And just like her work with children and literacy is just truly just like so inspiring and so powerful. And like, I mean, obviously I cried a little bit yesterday when I found out the news. And when I say yesterday, I mean 2 days ago for you guys listening, because obviously it's Thursday. But to those that are really wanting to celebrate Dolly Parton and just honor her and her memory, I do have a movie suggestion for y'all. For any younger listeners, this is an R-rated movie, and you will be able to tell by the title, but if you get a chance, or if you're bored, or you want something to do and you want something to watch that's funny, lighthearted, look up The Little Whorehouse in Texas. It was honestly, I think, like the first bit of work that I had ever seen Dolly Parton in besides Hannah Montana. And it's a funny movie. She's in it. She sings, and I mean, she's perfect. It's hilarious. Yeah, that's my suggestion if you are really wanting to like honor Dolly Parton and remember her and her legacy. It's just like a funny little movie. Like I said earlier, she's had such an impact on the entire state of Tennessee. Obviously, I'm not from here, but I do live here now. And I'm just waiting for them to say, hey, there's going to be like a Dolly Parton parade or some sort of like, I know she does have a statue in East Tennessee, but like I'm waiting for the statue to go up. Like, I am waiting for the city of Nashville to honor her in some way so that I can go pay my respects, because she really was just that bitch. no, is that disrespectful? She really was like an icon, an inspiration, a role model, someone for millions of girls to look up to. And I just like I said, I just truly can't believe she's gone. Like, it's insane. It is insane, but she is. I already know that she was accepted through those pearly white gates with wide open arms. She really, truly was an angel amongst us and too good for the world. And I mean, I'm just so honored to have been able to be alive while she was alive and just see everything that she did and continue to do up until the day she died. I mean, there was no retirement for her. And I mean, I've said it this 10 million times. She really just was such an inspiration, all of her quotes. And I mean, she was just an icon. I mean, she truly blazed the path for women, not just in the country music industry, but just as business, like just women in general, business women, you know, and truly was just like a supporter of be who you are and don't be scared to be yourself and show the world just who you are. So my respects to Miss Dolly Parton and to all of those that loved her. But honestly, I think a motto that I really am going to, you know, keep in my head and remind myself is to always live like Dolly, not just in, you know, her hard work and just like being who she was, but just to always lead with kindness, always lead with warmth, always give back to people and the community around you, because I feel like that is truly like what makes the world go round. And honestly, I feel like that's really why she had such a lasting impact around the world, is because she gave back more to her community and the people around her than she really ever kept for herself. And I truly think that's just like the only way to live life, is to pour into those around you, because your community is everything. Your friends, your family is truly everything. And I just think it's so amazing, just all of the tributes that have been all over social media and just like all around the world. I mean, literally the King's Guard, during the guard change, they literally played 9 to 5. I mean, you've got to be kidding me. How iconic and just how amazing. And it like truly just shows like the world can come together even over one person. And I feel like you really kind of get the magnitude of how many people's hearts that she touched. So, reminder, always live like Dolly, guys, okay? Lead with kindness, give back, pour into people that pour into you, and you'll make a lasting impact on people's lives. I feel like social media has been kind of like a really heavy place recently. I feel like there has just been so much going on in the media, and politics even. And I just feel like it's been such like a heavy week already, even though it's already Thursday. And so I just want you guys to kind of check out during today's episode, because we're going to have fun. We're going to go over a lot of fun things. And speaking of fun things, guys, if you go back to quite a few episodes ago, I touched on the topic of adults doing grandma activities, that no one is really going out, no one's really having fun. Like, people are taking that clean girl, quiet life aesthetic, I feel like, to the max, that we're really kind of forgetting the plot. But I am going to backtrack a little bit on that statement, because when I talked about that topic, I did talk about the game of mahjong. And guys, I learned how to play mahjong this week and last week. So we're going to start playing on Tuesdays, watching Dancing with the Stars and playing the game. And guys, I take back everything I ever said about mahjong. I'm obsessed and I fully understand the hype. And okay, I have one thing to say, and I don't know if this is going to come off as like pick me or just, I don't know, but just bear with me, guys, please bear with me. But mahjong isn't as hard as I thought it was going to be, because I feel like all over social media, you know, obviously like mahjong has been trending, and it was really, really trending like in the springtime, the beginning of the summer. And I feel like I would just see a bunch of content just being like mahjong's so hard, it's so complicated. Yes, it is complicated, but like it's literally not as hard as I thought it would be. I was expecting it to be like this insane, impossible game to master. And like, not to toot my own horn, I'm pretty damn good at it. Not gonna lie. So I feel like, you know, any game, gambling, whatever, you know, I feel like beginner's luck is a huge is like a huge concept. And the first ever game I ever played of mahjong, I won. I mahjonged, which is insane. I was like, okay, this is never going to happen again. This week, mahjonged again for the second time, which like, I mean, I'm so sorry. I'm like going off of like a winner's high. I literally just want to play the game constantly. I'm obsessed with it. And I feel like one thing that I really enjoy about it, because I'm very picky when it comes to like board games or just games in general, I get confused very easily. I'm a very visual learner, and I have to like fully understand like the concept, like the goals to be able to like play a game. I know that sounds weird, but it's just the way my mind works. Okay, guys? And one thing I love about it is just like having to pay attention to like patterns, and I like it, and I feel like I'm kind of good at it. I'm not gonna lie. Not to toot my own horn. I mean, I'm saying this now, and then watch, I literally won't win another game for like months. But it is so freaking fun. If you've never tried to play the game, I do highly suggest getting a bunch of girls together or just friends together and learning how to play. Especially, I feel like it's really fun when everyone's kind of on like the same level. You know, everyone's kind of starting off, beginning, and all of the girls that I play with, like we are all just now getting into mahjong. A few have had played before, but there was a few other girls that like had just started playing for the first time, like that day. And I feel like it's really fun when everyone's on like the same level. You're still trying to like fully grasp all the rules, because that's what makes them the most complicated. It's just like all of the rules and all of the like tiny little niche things about the game is like, I feel like what makes it difficult or a little bit harder for people to understand. But I feel like the more you play it, the better you get. And I mean, it truly is a game of luck. I'm thoroughly enjoying it too. I also feel like it's really good for my brain, because I'm not going to lie, I don't really do anything to exercise my brain, if that makes sense. And I know that sounds horrible, but I feel like that's become like such a topic too. It's just like, obviously we all doom scroll, you know, just social media, TV. We're not really like exercising our brain. And I feel like it's a really good way to do that. And honestly, I really hope that it starts to help with my memory, because guys, my memory is just down the toilet. I don't even have a memory. Like, it's gotten so bad. So I'm really excited to start playing and like hoping that maybe it's like a good way to work out my brain, work out that muscle memory, and just, you know, finding patterns and just like, you know, really focusing and using my brain in a different way that I haven't used it before. I don't know if anyone can relate to that, but like I am not going to lie, like I don't really read, which I really do need to read, but like I need to start doing something to kind of exercise my brain muscle. So I'm starting with mahjong, and who knows where it will go from there. But I do highly suggest, if you've never tried to play the game, try it. It is so much freaking fun. I'm currently just like obsessed with it. It's honestly all I can think about. And I'm literally about to download a game so that I can try to play it on my phone, because once a week, it just isn't cutting it, babe. Like, I want to be playing it more and more and more and more. Okay, guys, another thing. Sorry, this is going to be a very ADHD episode, but y'all just have to bear with me. We are obviously in peak summer, creeping slowly towards fall time. But one thing, since living in Tennessee for the past 3 years, guys, the gnats during the summertime are absolutely insane, and I'm starting to go crazy over them. I truly don't know how to get them out of my house. It's pissing me off. I literally, in my own home, I'm looking like a goddamn crazy person, because like there's always a gnat flying in my face. And so I'm just like shooing it and flicking it away, and I'm going absolutely nuts. So once I'm done recording this podcast, listen, if you have bad gnats in your house, I'm going to try the apple cider vinegar with like a squirt of dish soap in like a bowl to see if that helps, because I'm losing my mind. And like literally starting to get to a point where like if an eyelash, you know, like sometimes like you like I'm probably getting way too niche on here and no one's gonna understand, but like, you know, sometimes when like you like look to the side and like you kind of see like the corner of your eyelash, I'm literally like, oh my God, it's a gnat. no, it's literally just my eyelash, or it's just a hair. Like, I'm starting to go crazy. Or like a speck of dust floating in the wind. I'm like, oh my God, it's a gnat. And I literally look like a goddamn crazy person. I have been like filming so many TikToks, and like in the middle of the TikToks, I'm like trying to catch a gnat. Oh, guys, it's driving me up a wall. Like, I'm going absolutely insane. And I truly just like don't understand the point of gnats. Like, they're the bane of my honestly, any bug is the bane of my existence. A little throwback. I don't really know if any of y'all know about this. I think I might have talked about it before a few times, but like in class or in college, I graduated in agriculture. Yes, I'm an ag girly. And for one of my classes I had to take was entomology, which is the study of bugs. Ew, disgusting. I hate bugs. I hate bugs. I hate bugs. I hate bugs. I especially hate bugs that fly. I mean, honestly, I really hate every single bug. And ever since that class, I have been so hyper aware to insects. It's unreal. Unreal. Like, I swear I'm always the one that like finds the bug. Like, if we're out and about and like I'm always the one that sees the bug, like I freak out. And like, I don't know if it's like a sixth sense of mine, but like I can sense when an insect is near, and I just can't handle it. I get the heebie-jeebies. I start to itch all over. Like, I cannot stand it. So like these gnats literally are making me feel like I am an absolute crazy freaking person, and I can't handle it anymore. I truly can't. There's literally one flying in my face right now. And yeah, no, I'm literally going nutso. So yeah, that's one drawback about Tennessee. If you're thinking about moving here, just know the gnats, the freaking fruit flies, unworldly, disgusting. If you can handle it, if you can live with it, then like might be the place for you. I, on the other hand, can't handle it. I cannot handle it. And I need them all to disappear immediately. Okay, kind of moving on to a different topic. Like I said, guys, I'm going to be jumping around all over the place this episode, but I feel like I really just haven't like sat down and like talked to you guys. Like, honestly, genuinely talked to you guys. And one thing I do want to talk about, it's kind of random, but I want to talk about hair. I know I have talked about hair in the past. Obviously, when I decided to go from literally bleach blonde to brunette, it was with the main goal of hair health. And I do have to say, I have not touched my hair, gotten my hair done since November of last year. It's almost been a full year, you guys. And the amount of growth I've seen is absolutely insane. But one thing that I have really been like, I feel like there's been a few things that I feel like have really been helping like my hair growth and just like health. One of them I feel like is kind of not necessarily talked about that much. I feel like a lot of times when you talk about like hair health and growth and like hair journey, blah, 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 I feel like a lot of times you see on social media that like people wash their hair once a week. And that was a journey I have been on for the past few years, just like really limiting the amount of washes and in between washes, and, just like trying to only wash my hair once a week or, a little bit over a week. But I feel like one change that I've really seen specifically for someone with my hair type, I do have greasy hair, but the ends of my hair are very dry and brittle. And I have very fine, thin hair, and I do use dry shampoo. And obviously I know like there are a lot of products where it actually hurts your hair instead. And dry shampoo is definitely one, especially if you have like dry, brittle ends, but like your scalp is greasy. So obviously I'm using dry shampoo because my scalp is greasy, but it had been literally breaking off my hair. So I have been washing my hair a lot more than I have in the past. And I truly don't know what it is. I think it's like just literally unclogging my scalp pores and like the hair follicles. I feel like I've seen a lot more growth since I cut out the washing my hair once a week. Now I'm washing my hair anywhere from like 2 to 3 times a week, which still isn't every day. And it's not every other day. I definitely go a few days in between washing my hair, but like I feel like I have seen like a drastic change in how much my hair is growing since I stopped once a week. And I know that's not for everybody. I also, like I said, I have fine, thin hair, so I can blow my hair out in I'm not even joking, 5 minutes. It doesn't take me long at all. I've also been trying to do blow dry maybe once a week and then trying to let it dry naturally the other 2 times. But one thing, again, with fine and thin hair is I do have a really bad habit of slicking my hair back, wearing my hair up half up, half down, wearing it in ponytails. And I do know that is like affecting the breakage. So I'm really, really, really trying to stop doing my hair up unless it's absolutely necessary. Once I get to a point where if I wear it down, it literally is just absolutely disgusting, then I will wear it up. But, trying to do like looser styles, trying to do like hair clips, something, or French pins. I have really been into using a French pin. I feel like it causes the least amount of damage with your hair. So that's something that I have been playing around with. And I feel like I said, I feel like it's been a huge change in my hair health. Another thing, and guys, this is not an ad literally at all, is I have started taking cowboy colostrum. I used to take the Armra colostrum, but I wasn't as consistent as I am with the cowboy colostrum. I feel like I've been taking it for at least like a month straight, almost every single day, maybe missing a day in between, like on a Sunday, or honestly, I feel like on the weekends I use it the most. But I feel like I have definitely seen a change, even in just a month, of more, I would say, like new growth. Obviously, it's probably not even like the reason why, but I feel like in the long run, if I continue to take the colostrum, I feel like it might help with my hair health. Obviously my nails. I'm really hoping that it kind of helps with my digestion and that whole system, because if you know me, if you really know me, that's a problem. Okay. And then my skin. Obviously I have been using Real Actives, which I absolutely love. I'm putting every single person I can onto Real Actives. Obviously I know it doesn't work for everybody, but that is something that I have seen an absolute drastic change in my skin, is using Real Actives. I am officially out of the cleansing balm and the serum. So I have been noticing a few breakouts here and there and a little bit more clogged pores than if I were to be using the full line. But like literally when I tell you, it has helped so much. It's actually insane. I feel super comfortable in my skin and confident. And I also feel like using the colostrum has definitely helped with that as well. So if you too are on a hair journey trying to heal it, because I definitely know I don't think I want to be like full blown brunette forever, but I do want my hair to get really healthy. I really want to grow it out, and I do have some bleach damage still on the ends of my hair, but I really don't want to touch it for at least like, I don't want to say another year, until like kind of the year is complete. So like around November, December, I feel like I'll give it a good trim and probably another gloss just to get it kind of back to one color. But like I said, I've really been seeing a change. I've also really stopped using any hair products, not because I thought it caused damage, but like I said, I am just really trying to let my hair be very natural. I really only use heat products on it at once a week, if that. So I'm just trying to like get my hair to a very natural state, trying to like really cleanse my scalp so that the hair follicles are like free, not clogged. Just to see if that makes any bit of a difference. Something that I really want to end the podcast on is the topic of dating. But I don't want to focus on dating specifically or being in a relationship specifically. I want to talk about friendship dynamics with your single friends versus your friends that are in relationships. One of my friends and I had a big conversation just the other day. And number one, she doesn't know I'm talking about this. Obviously, I'm not going to name any names, but she brought up such a great point that I feel like isn't talked about. I mean, again, I'm not single. I am in a relationship, so maybe it just hasn't come across my desk. But it honestly was such a good point that really, to me, was like very eye-opening. And I kind of want to set the scene. So one of my dear, dear friends had been seeing this guy for quite a while, and they never, quote unquote, were official. They never put a label on it as in boyfriend, girlfriend, but they had been seeing each other. Things were developing pretty seriously, and unfortunately it did end. But she brought up such a great point of, my friend, she has been single for quite a while, and she is friends with a lot of people that are in relationships, either married, dating, have a very serious significant other, are starting families. And so she has always kind of been like that single person in the friend group. And she started seeing this guy who was pretty heavily intertwined in a friend group. So a lot of the couples were all friends with these people, with this gentleman along with her. And she mentioned that after things ended, obviously she was really upset and very sad that the relationship did end. But one of the things that really stood out to her the most of, obviously, like, she was upset that she wasn't going to be talking to this person or seeing this person. And obviously she liked them. But the thing that really stood out to her was actually the shift in dynamics she noticed between her friends, who she's been friends with for a really, really long time, and how they started to treat her a little bit differently once she started seeing someone, once she started dating a little bit more seriously than she had in the past. And she said that was something that like really stood out the most and like hurt her in a way. Obviously, no one did anything to her maliciously or honestly even consciously. You know, I feel like her friends didn't notice that they were treating her differently because now she had a partner. Now she had someone to go on double dates with or hang out, you know, as like a big old friend group with, because she was seeing this person. And she said that like she fully noticed a shift in dynamics and a shift in their friendship once she started bringing this guy around. Once, you know, she started talking about this guy with her friends, is she felt just like she was being treated a lot differently than she had been when she was single. And I feel like that's such a good point to bring up, because when you talk about your friends in relationships and your single friends, I feel like a lot of times there's always an issue of once one of your friends gets in a relationship, you kind of grow apart from your single friends. Of course, obviously, a new relationship is exciting and you want to spend as much time as possible with your significant other. But I just really think that it brings up such a great point of your friendship dynamics should not change just because someone's in a relationship and someone isn't. Obviously, you know, some things will change, but I feel like the way that you treat that person or get close to that person shouldn't change just because your single friend is now in a relationship. Oh, I want you to come around more. Hey, let's go on double dates. Basically, like, let's hang out more than if you were single. And I feel like this happens a lot of times unknowingly. And honestly, this was the first time it had ever been brought up to me. I was not a part of this situation, but I can absolutely see where she's coming from. And looking at it from like the outside looking in, I do have to say a lot of my friends are single and I'm in a relationship. I do obviously have friends that are married. I do have friends that have long-term boyfriends, but I feel like a lot of my other friends are single. And to me, I treat them the same as I would if they were in a relationship. But it really does kind of stand out to me that I feel like it's something that I need to like consciously think about is, you know, obviously your friends that are single, they need a little extra love, guys. They really freaking do. And it's not to put pity on them, but I don't see why my relationship with my single friends should change just because I'm in a relationship. And God, I don't know if I'm even making any sense or if anyone can relate to this, but I think it's something to like really think about is the fact that she could feel a dynamic change, a friendship change, get deeper just because she started seeing someone. And it was a point of topic of you can relate to her now because she has someone. I think that nowadays so many people make their relationships their personality. They make their relationships who they are. And one thing that I once saw on social media years and years and years ago is you can either be a girlfriend or you can be a girl with a boyfriend. And I feel like, and I hope that I am a girl with a boyfriend. Obviously, he is such a big part of my life. I love him to death. He is my partner. But I don't want to change myself, or I don't want basically me to disappear within my relationship. And I feel like that's something that we see so much. And I do get a lot of questions about it of like, hey, Maddy, you've been dating this guy for 5 years. You barely post him. Like, why are you barely posting him? Or, hey, Maddy, almost every week, like, you're going out and hanging out with your girlfriends. Like, what about your boyfriend? I get this question a lot actually, even from family of them calling me, hey, what are you doing? It's a Saturday. Hey, I'm headed to so-and-so's house to go hang out. We're going to have a pool day. And the number one question is, well, where's your boyfriend? Is he going? Well, no, he's not going. Why isn't he going? Well, I want to hang out with my girlfriends. I want to have some girl time. I can go do things without my significant other, and I want to do things without my significant other, just as I want my significant other to do things without me. I feel like a lot of times people, once they get in a relationship, is they lose that sense of independence. And I think it's really sad, honestly. I really, truly do. I feel like it's super important to know who you are before getting in a relationship. And obviously, you change a little bit. You do need to be able to balance friendship, relationship, work, and then also, spend time for yourself. So it is a balancing act, but I think it's an important balancing act that you make time for yourself, you make time for your friends, you make time for your significant other, and that you treat your single friends the exact same way that you treated them before you got into a relationship. I just think that, we're in just such like an epidemic of, oh, well, like my boyfriend, oh, my girlfriend, oh, my partner, oh, us, we. Well, what about you? What about you? What about you and your friends? Like, where did that go? And, sometimes it is hard. I have been through it where I have friends that I was really, really, really close with, and then they get into a relationship and they are not the same person that I knew who they were. They are into completely different things than they ever were into, which of course I do think it's important to, obviously do things that your partner likes to do and take on their interests, but I feel like it shouldn't change you as a person. And so that's just, I don't know, some food for thought. And I feel like it sparks a really freaking great conversation. And I can absolutely see why a lot of the times once someone gets in a relationship, it kind of puts a strain on your friendships. And I think it's important to be very conscious about it and how you treat others once you get into a relationship, or once you've been in a relationship, or even once you've been married. I feel like that's like another thing is I've seen it quite a few times is I have friends that get married and then I never see them again, or they don't hang out. They don't do anything without their significant other. Not that that is like a bad thing. And I'm not shaming anyone for that at all. But I just think that it's important to be your own person in a relationship and out of a relationship. And that, make sure you're not changing who you are or forgetting the people that were in your corner before you got into a relationship. How many times did I say relationship, take a shot? Oh, you'd be on the floor. I really hope that made sense, and I hope it kind of resonates with someone. It's just, hey, reflect, guys, reflect. And to all of my single girls out there, hey, if someone is kind of treating you differently just because you're not in a relationship, you might need to like reevaluate or bring up the conversation of, hey, I feel like things have changed. I completely understand that you're in this new relationship. You have a new boyfriend. You're exploring your connection with this person. But hey, I'm still here. I want to hang out with you. I want to hang out with you and them at the same time. Like, I want to get to know them as well. But I also want some one-on-one time with you. Like, I think it's important to really make an effort and put forth an effort, and to just be conscious about, hey, like, make sure that you're treating everyone in your corner the same that you were before you started dating someone. Okay, guys, but thank you so much for listening to today's episode. I really hope that you enjoyed it. It was a fun little catch up. And remember, live like Dolly, okay? Take that away from today's episode. If you're going to take anything away, live like Dolly. If you enjoyed this episode and want to see more from the podcast, make sure to check out Fashionably Broke on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. You can find it at Fashionably Broke Pod. And if you want to see more from me, feel free to check out all of my social media at Maddy Schweppe, MADDYSCHWEPPE. If you enjoyed today's episode, feel free to give it a rating, a like, subscribe, turn on those notifications, and I'll talk to y'all next week. Bye.